So it comes down to really thinking about who you want to become, because you eventually manifest into that person. And it's thinking about, the things that are going to move you closer to that. But it really, to get out of the thought pattern that adopting a healthy pattern means, or adopting a healthy habit means that you have to incorporate this activity into your daily routine. It's not really about that. It's really about you deciding to do something that you know is going to develop you. So it becomes less about like, oh, well, everyone thinks that like going to a yoga class once a week is super healthy, so I'm just going to do that and then I'll be healthy. That like seems to be the mentality, but the problem is that that's not how it works, because many of us can go to a yoga class and get absolutely nothing from it, and maybe feel like it's good to move our bodies, but we leave with the same level of emotional stress that we came in with. Because what it really is about is doing the things that you love and that you're drawn to do. But if you're struggling, it's about really thinking about who you want to be and moving towards who you want to be. And when you really think about who you want to be, oftentimes you'll become drawn to those things that you really want to do. I'll give you an example for me. I could not meditate to save my life. I'm now not really able to meditate like traditionally in a class. But what happened was I cleared my resistance enough, and I developed enough self-awareness about my reactions, my emotions, and my thoughts and my feelings, so that I could get them out of the way and then really determine who I was and what I wanted to do. Because it's not about aligning, like meditation is very important, but the word meditation actually means to become familiar with. The word meditation doesn't mean sit on the floor in a cross-legged, lotus and sit there for 45 minutes and don't think about anything. That's a pathway to the benefit of meditation. That's a pathway because it's all about quieting your mind. But a lot of times, we can't go to the point of that, trying to quiet our mind, until we have some idea of what the heck is going on. Our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our reactions. So we really, that's why it's always there's some inner work that needs to happen before the outer stuff gets layered on. Because when you look at a yoga class or a meditation class, well, I can go into that now and gain from it. But it's because I created a lot of coherence and developed a lot of self-awareness and dealt with feelings of guilt and anxiety and shame. And I balanced my ego, and I did a lot of that inner work. And when I did that, I ultimately manifested and shifted into a different person that then was just drawn to certain ways of healing and feeling better and having healthier habits. So, and a perfect example is I used to drink pretty regularly and socially, and my husband and I would drink and that kind of thing. The deeper I got into this type of work, and I've always wanted to control it more than I was able to. But the deeper I got into this work, I suddenly was in a position where I was able to. And it made me recognize the value of your inner coherence and your inner balance of your thoughts and your emotions and your reactions and your energy, so that you can create some balance and be able to then just do what it is that you want instead of what you think you should do, so that you can finally be who you are. So that's where it's really important to know that the healthy habit, really step one in that, is developing a strong sense of self-awareness. So an example is I've been doing a lot of this work, and I had this feeling of like, all right, I need to do something. I was like, I need to do something for my body that's more healthy, and like, so I got drawn to do a breathwork session, a guided breathwork session. And I never normally would have done that, but I was like, you know what, I should do that because it's really going to help me. So I did it, and within my first session, I thought I was going to like die in the first 10 minutes. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this. But when I finally got through that and let go, it was transformational for me. It was incredible. It was incredible. It was so powerful. It helped me release all this negative energy that I've been holding on to. It helped me release anxiety. It was so crazy. And what I realized was I wasn't ready. I mean, I was putting myself in all these like healing places. Oh, I'm going to get my pranic yoga teacher certification. I'm going to go to these yoga classes once a week. I'm going to hire someone to help me how to meditate. That stuff was great, but I didn't have that foundation. So once you have that foundation in place, and then when you layer on what really is going to work for you, it's like magic.